You're listening to WP Living with a WordPress theme review, and I'm here on the front page of ThemeZilla.com, and it's looking very slick and very suave. Now, this is one of two major premium theme companies to have launched in May this year, the other being Theme Furnace. And if you didn't see my review of one of their themes called Capiton, here we are. Please check that out. It's Theme Furnace is the company. They're doing great work, another great design company. But today I am looking at ThemeZilla, and in particular one of their themes, their latest theme in fact, called Volumes, and it's billed as an agency theme, and we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But before that, let's just take a quick glance at who's behind this operation called ThemeZilla. Now click on the About page, and here we are, mugshots. Four guys basically running this joint. The first is Ormond Clark, then Luke Beard, Gilbert Pellegrom, and Mark Southard. These are the people responsible for these WordPress themes. Ormond Clark has released a number of themes in the past on ThemeForest, and those themes are in the main collection here for ThemeZilla, as you can see. All these themes are being sold via ThemeForest, in fact. But this new ThemeZilla company has been put together and launched in May this year. So that's what we're dealing with. Let's get back to Volumes. And if I click on the link here, it's going to take me to the overview presentation page. And here we get a nice little screenshot, a sort of taster of what it looks like. Very graphic-based type WordPress theme, as we'll see in a moment. Let's have a look at some of the features before we get into the demo. It comes with a fully filterable portfolio. Indeed, the whole theme is really built around the idea of a portfolio, although there is a blog section too. But the portfolio, the work that's gone into this theme has really focused on the portfolio, and we'll check that out in a minute. You can control colors, you can have custom background uploads for each page, so you can get a different identity for all the pages on the site if that's what you want. It comes with full multimedia support, so you can include images, audio and video, and a little bit like Tumblr in that sense, and we'll see that too in the blog section. It supports post formats, so that means you can basically compose your post according to media type in the WordPress dashboard. It is fully responsive, which is not surprising given the massive trend in responsive themes these days. And then you get all the standard features of the Zilla framework, that is the theme framework that all the Zilla themes are built on. And as you can see, there are a whole number of things, including custom templates, admin panel, a custom admin panel, logo upload, custom widgets, including Twitter, Flickr, video, advertising, and so on. And then cross-browser support, built-in SEO settings, optimized pages and posts, which is a nice touch. It's always good. People are always on the lookout for things to do with SEO and how to get their sites ranked highly. So that, at a glance, is the feature set for the Volumes theme. Let's jump now into the demo and have a look what's going on. I'm here on the front page of Volumes, and as you can see, right off the bat, we've got a very visually striking theme. I'm looking at this on Google Chrome, by the way, and so it really does perform well in Chrome. In fact, Chrome, Safari, Firefox really do this theme justice. Very graphic heavy, very stimulating graphic-wise, and bear in mind that these graphics down here are clearly chosen for the impact, the colorful impact, and the kind of textures. They've been chosen for that, to kind of highlight and really bring out the potential that this theme has for highlighting graphics and imagery. As a general point for when you're buying a theme, you know, any theme in anywhere, whether it's ThemeZilla or another company, theme developers are obviously always going to sell their themes and make them look the best they can to sell them, right? That goes without saying for anything. You sell something, you make it look good. The problem is when you're a buyer, you don't necessarily have all these types of graphic at your disposal. In your portfolio, for example, might not look anything like this. In fact, the images may be photographic, they may be black and white, they may not even be photos, they may be really sort of sparse and minimal. And so you've got to bear in mind the transition from the demo version of a theme, the way it's marketed, and your personal usage of it, what sort of content you have, and how's that going to work within the frame of this theme that you're looking at, right? So it always strikes me that it would be nice from time to time if theme developers went with a realistic kind of view of how the theme is going to look, right? Because not everyone has these kinds of images at their disposal. In fact, I would argue very few people do. Anyhow, that's an aside. Let's get back to the theme. Let's just take a look at the key elements of the front page. We've got a very clear top layer navigation, nice font colors going on, very clearly delineated white and yellow. We've got a blurred background image with a color palette that gives a sense of depth. It's a really nice overlay effect there, giving a sense of depth and something going on behind, a little bit of mystery. It creates a sense of character. We've got a very, very bold tagline. In fact, the tagline is dominating this theme. It's even more bold than the theme title, than the website title. So here's where you make an impact. It would be nice to be able to tone that down or remove it altogether, and it may well be a possibility in the admin panel. Moving on, we've got this very nicely done front page portfolio slider, and as I said in looking at the feature set, this theme, the design for this theme has really been about working with the portfolio. And so this mosaic slider, if we just click on the arrows, shifts the images like this. Very nice. And if we roll over them, we get a little excerpt of text, the title for the project, and then a view project button. And before we view one of those projects, let's just finish off the front page. What have we got below? We've got two columns now. We've got a client list column, a Twitter widget. These are widgetized areas that can be changed in your WordPress dashboard. And we've got a blog section on the right. Again, beautifully laid out, nice use of thumbnails, little hover effect, rollover hover effect. Nice use of buttons again, very distinctive graphic feel to this theme, so that if you want more posts from the blog, you just roll over this image and click away. Very nice layout. It is absolutely spectacular, really, in terms of its layout and design. And font types and font usage. I love it. And then finally at the bottom we've got an extended footer, again, which is widgetized, which has support for their custom widgets, Flickr widget, their social widget here, where you can display your icons, the icons of your social media accounts, and again Twitter appears there. And then finally at the bottom, copyright info and the navigation menu bar is repeated. That is the front page. It's bold, it's in your face, it's eye-catching. There's a lot of eye candy at work in this theme. It really works well for a creative design kind of company, young, flamboyant, loud, wanting to grab attention. That's what it works good for. I could imagine this working for a restaurant also, for a cafe, displaying food here on the front page. I could also imagine this working for a multimedia company, someone with a photographer maybe, or video, or something like that. Anything with some sort of dynamism, creativity to it is going to really benefit from this theme, and that's my impression of the front page. Let's take a look at one of these portfolio entries. If I click there, notice the change in background images. A new image can be uploaded to each entry, to each post and page through the theme and through the composition panel in WordPress. Here we are on an example of a single page, portfolio page. Nicely laid out, very simple. At center we have the images, and on the right we have text describing it, including a launch project button. These buttons are included with shortcode, and we'll see the shortcodes in a minute. Sorry, in fact that's not true. There are no shortcodes included immediately within the download of the theme, but ThemeZilla, I believe, runs its own free plugin. Yes, here we are, Zilla Shortcodes. If you go to their plugins page, you can download this plugin. This theme has been coded to integrate this plugin, and so it works seamlessly with it. And so the plugin gives you a whole range of shortcodes to use in your posts and across the site, and this launch project button is one of them. Nice little touch at the end. We've got a similar projects section highlighting projects associated by tag or category, and very nicely done. And then we're back into the footer element here. Nice button here again, going back to portfolio. Good attention to navigation usability. I like it. This theme is very usable. It's immediate. You can get a sense of where you are, where to navigate. I like that. One more thing I want to take a look at is the blog. Really, the theme is pretty much made up of that portfolio and the blog. And here we are on the blog page, on the blog section of this theme. Big title for the blog here, no mystery as to where we are or what we're looking at. Nice sidebar and with a nice search button here, customized, looks very beautiful. And then a very thin sidebar, a little bit thin for my liking. I would like a little bit more space on the side, because if I was going to go for this theme, I think I would have more use for it in its blog capacity than in its portfolio capacity. And I'd love there to be a couple of different blog layouts to open up the blog side of this theme. At the moment I feel it's pretty much reduced to a kind of Tumblr effect with a very narrow sidebar. Anyhow, it's nicely done nevertheless, no question about it. Again, the use of these buttons is very nice, and you have the integrated video widget, which is a custom widget that comes with the theme. The posts are nicely, clearly laid out, good title, bold, timestamp, categories, comments section. If we click on comments, you'll get a sense of how the threaded comments work. They just appear at the end of the post, all laid out very neatly. So yeah, a lot going on, but very clear, very simple and easy to grasp. One more thing I want to look at and then I'm done. It's the archives page. All too often with WordPress themes, designers, developers neglect the archives, and they just bung a list of recent posts, and it's usually fairly bland and mundane and boring, and no one looks at them, and no one's expected to look at them. We really need to do more with WordPress archives to bring them alive. There must be better ways of dealing with it. I wish people would put more effort and thought into archives. Because, I mean, if you're generating a lot of content with a blog or something like that, you want people to visit your, the work you've done in the past. You want to find a way to bring that alive. And okay, this archive section, it's not revolutionary in that sense, but what it does do is give it a little bit of character with this little kind of infographic type thing going on the side here, where it lists posts, archives, and by month and by subject. It's just a simple little trick to visually stimulate this page, which is usually dead and redundant. I like that. I think they could push it further. I think we could see archive pages with filterable options. I mean, they do it, designers, developers do it all the time with portfolios now. Why not apply the same logic and usability to archive sections and really open up websites and the back catalogue of posts? That's another aside, and that is the end of my review of the volumes theme. And as you can tell, I really only have praise for this. I like it a lot. I would definitely use it, and I would definitely recommend it. Stay tuned for more reviews to come, and subscribe via YouTube if you like this. Hook up with me on Twitter or Pinterest or Facebook, and you can subscribe to WP Living by the FeedBurner RSS subscription link here. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.